Welcome, new Hollywood generation. Oh, Roseanne Barr had her show canceled after an unpopular racist tweet. How this is another step forward in the normalization of racism in America and how it affects our society and our role as content creators, thought leaders, and the new Hollywood generation. All of that is coming up. Welcome, new Hollywood generation, and welcome to Hollywood Unapologetic. My name is Orlando Delbert. I wanted to speak a little bit about filmmaking essentials, Roseanne's show being canceled, racist tweets, normalization of racism, and the new Hollywood generation. I should mention before we get into it, I first wrote about some of what we're about to touch upon and how it applies as part of the new Hollywood generation several years ago when I was writing Pollyanna's Tear-Soaked Battlefields of Hollywood, a survival guide against the cynicism and the hypocritical. Be sure to check out the videos in the playlist. New to film production? Start here. Remember, preparation is the key to you and your project's success. You ready? Yesterday morning, May 29, 2018, Roseanne Barr posted a tweet. Muslim Brotherhood and Planet of the Apes had a baby. This was in reference to former President Obama administration advisor Valerie Jarrett. This is all part of a series of Twitter posts that started late Monday night. While Barr defended herself against charges of Islamophobia, writing, "Islam is not a race, lefties. Islam includes every race of people," along with retweets of supportive commentary from similarly pro-Trump supporters. This led to Roseanne consulting producer Wanda Sykes announced she would not return to the show. ABC Entertainment president Channing Dungey said in a statement, "Roseanne's Twitter statement is abhorrent, repugnant, and inconsistent with our values, and we have decided to cancel her show." It's important to note that after the first episode of the series reboot, the series was signed to a second season but now canceled after 9 episodes. I don't know if I'm going to get his name right. Disney CEO Bob Iger also commented, "There was only one thing to do here, and that was the right thing." Emma Kenny shared in a tweet she called her manager to quit working on Roseanne and was told it was canceled. Barr's agency, ICM Partners, also said, "We are all greatly distressed by the disgraceful and unacceptable tweet from Roseanne Barr this morning. What she wrote is anti-ethical to our core values, both as individuals and as an agency. They'll be dropping her as a client as well." This wasn't the first time Barr compared a black Democrat official to an ape. In 2013, she called Obama National Security Advisor and former U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations, Susan Rice, a man with big swinging ape balls. Announcing she will leave the social media platform then followed this. Barr did offer an apology. "I apologize to Valerie Jarrett and to all Americans. I am truly sorry for making a bad joke about her politics and her looks. I should have known better. Forgive me. My joke was in bad taste." I've known of Dungey for over 10 years as she has been rising through the ranks as a program executive at ABC and ABC Studios since joining the company in 2004. Dungey made television history in February 2016 when she became the first African-American woman to serve as entertainment president of one of the big 4 television networks and has been instrumental towards bringing a more diverse lineup programming with shows revolving around African-American and Asian families. This is all important to keep in mind because it showed ABC would not tolerate offensive behavior even at the cost of its top-rated show in years with over 18 million viewers a week. This action leaves no doubt the statement ABC has made clear that it does not want to reward outright racism. When the Roseanne reboot was first coming together, many people were surprised knowing Barr's history of conspiracy theories and contemptuous statements she's made in the past. Not just her view of what is wrong with American politics and culture, but also phantom controversies and theories that have been proven false. Prior to the show's second run, ABC executives would push aside racial statements when they would come up. While Barr defends her tweet as a joke or not, it's really a small part of a much larger problem. One should note that ABC and Barr's conservative supporters, including President Trump, will talk about her when the show became a success is that they kept combining Barr herself with the character she was playing. This is dangerous because when ABC's cancellation decision will inevitably be pushed by extremist Trump supporters as another sign that the liberal media is silencing conservative voices, is yet another step closer to the continuing normalization of racism in America. Think about it. Barr isn't the working class hero she portrayed on television. Not at all. She's an opportunist. Through the comfort of her celebrity and her wealth, is properly positioned to spread her dissatisfied views of the prevailing social and political poison into the country's veins through social media. And thanks to social media, many now have a voice and like to stir shit up simply because they can. These individuals are a far cry from offering any kind of productive contributions to move any issue forward. They just want to entice hatred because it's much easier to do than it is to work for something for everyone's common good. Without a doubt, I'm going to get shit for saying all of this. And I don't wish this to be an attack on Barr. She has every right to think and say whatever she wants, but like some of those with a certain amount around a celebrity may not be mindful of the power that words may have, or may be indifferent on the effects it will have in a bigger picture. This is why I do want to bring to light the significance of not just our actions and actions of ABC, as it directly affects the fabric of our country sociologically. So here is a challenge I have for you. As members of the new Hollywood generation, our roles as content creators and thought leaders come with a responsibility because many identify with Hollywood as being the face of America. Really give that some thought. And with what just transpired yesterday with Barr, ABC, and with others that have the power to influence millions with their spoken word, doesn't it make sense for content creators and influencers in general to be more mindful of their influence to the masses the power of their creative endeavors have provided? Many cultures around the world identify with the products offered by the Hollywood machine as a strong representation of who we are as Americans and what we're about. So doesn't it make sense to create the projects and the roles of true substance that are of a positive voice, not just because any group of people may be considered marginalized by some, but more in an effort to bring us all together as some push to further fracture our place in our society? Doesn't it make more sense to use the power and immediate influence social media has to encourage a mindfulness of being of value to one another and to a nation as part of a larger culture each and every one of us represents? Leave your thoughts below on how you would use the content you create to be a positive voice. How would you not limit yourself, your voice, and your story in an effort to empower others to become thought leaders and positive influences? Are you ready for the challenge? If you're looking for filmmaking for beginners, Filmmaking 101, and for some filmmaking tips on how to want to be a filmmaker, make sure to click on the subscribe button. Click that bell so you don't miss anything. Looking for how to filmmaking essentials? Be sure to check out the videos in the playlist. New to film production, start here. Think of this channel as a film crash course or filmmaking crash course and an introduction to filmmaking entrepreneurship to build the skills needed well beyond just how to succeed Hollywood and beyond whatever discussion other how-to film school, how-to indie filmmaking, in general, how to film industry channels don't talk about. The whys you truly need to know to help you grow as a thought leader in life, the entertainment industry, and how it applies as part of the new Hollywood generation is in this video series and in the Pollyanna's tear-soaked Battlefields of Hollywood, a survival guide against the cynicism and the hypocritical series of books. Links below. Remember, preparation is the key to you and your project's success. Ready?